Hello, Phoenix J back y'all with another video, and guess what? It is Fragrance Friday. Y'all, I am so excited. It's another Fragrance Friday, and this week I am talking about my top 10 fall and winter fragrances because these are what I'm going to be wearing mostly for the next couple of weeks. We've already had our first frost, period. I know some of the kids are seeing snow. And I love wearing cozy fragrances. I love wearing things that are a little more on the bold sides, things that are spicier. This is also when I pull out the majority of my gourmands because I'm not a huge gourmand wearer, but my gourmand collection has been growing. So we're going to be talking about 10 different fragrances. And I'm really excited to share some of these with y'all because some of these I have not talked about. Some of these I have, and some of these I have not. For the ones that I've talked about before, we will not be going note by note, detail by detail. I will just again be explaining why I love it for this season. But there are 8 other fragrances that I'm introducing you guys to from my collection, and I'm really excited to get into these. So let's do it. All right, to kick things off, number 10 on the list, and number 10 is going to have to go to this original fragrance from the Dua brand fragrance collection. Yes, this is Honey Cognac. Honey Cognac. When I bought this fragrance, I wanted something boozy with the soft notes of honey, and what I got was not at all what I bargained for. This is one of those fragrances when you want something to last all day, when you want something that you don't have to reapply, this is that fragrance. In fact, this fragrance is so strong, I never spray more than 2 or 3 mists of this, and I really let this dry down some before I get around people because it's an intense fragrance. So let's talk notes. This is formulated very similar to those old school fragrances where we would have like 15, 20 notes, and a lot more brands are getting back to that. They're kind of getting back to that golden era of fragrance. So on the top, we've got Persian honeycomb, honey dates, Hennessy black cognac. Hello, very specific. Our heart notes, we've got nutmeg, cinnamon, pear, almonds, and hazelnut. And on the base, we've got cedar, cacao, and oak. If there are 3 notes I have to call out about this fragrance, that's going to be the Persian honeycomb, the oak, and the cognac. This fragrance is boozy, but it's not sweet by any means. This is not a sweet fragrance. It's spicy. It's almost leathery. Like I expected leather to be one of the notes when I broke this down the first time I sprayed it and smelled it. I was like, there's got to be something leather, something smoke in there. But I think what we're getting is a not so sweet take on cognac and a not so sweet take on honey. So if you're looking for a bold fragrance for the cold, it is going to be the honey cognac from Dua brand. I love this one. Again, I spray one mist per wrist, and I spray this. I don't even spray this high up. It's giving me a sinus infection before. That's how strong it is. I spray this lower. The dry down on this is absolutely beautiful. You get the honey, you get a little bit of that cognac, but you're getting the sweetness of the cedar actually working with the honey, which is really pretty. And of course, some ambery notes as well. All right, moving right along. And number 9 is an amber fragrance. In fact, that is the only note to talk about here. This is from the Demeter Fragrance Library. I'm a fan of an amber fragrance. What's different about this is you get the spice that you get from a lot more of the masculine ambery fragrances, but you also get the sweetness, that honeyed kind of cozy sweater hug that you get from the more feminine or skin-light amber fragrances. Demeter Fragrance Library actually is known for some very unique fragrances like Kitten Fur, Funeral Home, Thunderstorm. Expect to see another First Impressions. I've ordered quite a few rollerballs from Demeter Fragrance Library, and I'm really excited to get into those. But I have another one that sits at number 8. I think at number 8 from Demeter Fragrance Library as well. This is condensed milk. Now, y'all know I love me a lactonic. I love a lactonic, and there are a few in this collection today. What I like about this one is inspired by condensed milk, and it has 3 notes that all sit on the heart. You've got condensed milk, cold milk, and sugar. And that's literally what it is. This one has macerated, I think, about 4 or 5 months now, and it's much better than when I first got it. When I first got it, I wasn't in love with this one. It gave more flat milk, which I was like, that's kind of nasty. I don't really like that. It almost gave sour milk when I first got it, but now it's much more robust, and it's definitely giving a sweetened condensed milk vibe. I love actually layering this with something like honey cognac or one of the other fragrances I'm going to talk about in a second, Rifakat. I love layering this with the stronger, bolder fragrances because it softens them and sweetens them up, but still allows them, those stronger fragrances, to maintain their integrity. So Demeter Fragrance Library, yeah. Amber, condensed milk, that's our number 9 and our number 8. Let's move right on to number 7, and number 7 is the fragrance I'm wearing today. I love this one for colder seasons. This is actually a brand I was recently introduced to because I bought a travel size when I was in my local Ulta, and this is the brand Noise. This is their fragrance Unmute. Y'all, it is so good. On the top, we've got Indonesian cassia and black plum. Sparkling, a little juicy, a little spicy. Then you go into cashmere woods and Spanish cis. So that is also going to give you a little floral and a little, again, soft, kind of close to skinness. But the dry down, you've got crisp amber and you've got Madagascar vanilla. I love that this fragrance at first comes off more smoky, a little more woody, almost leathery, but as it dries down, it sweetens right on up. Like that vanilla is not playing on the bottom note. And in this case, they've not gone with a spiced amber, they've gone more with a sweet honey like amber. Yeah, it's just such a pretty fragrance. But I think the cashmere woods actually play a strong role in how this fragrance lasts and why it feels so close to the skin. Because y'all know me, I know I love me a fragrance that sits close to the skin. I love something that sits and just kind of hugs the skin. Moving on to number six. Number six is a fragrance I've talked about before, so I'm not going to get into all of the notes. This is Fenty Eau de Parfum. This is a great time to bring this fragrance out. That magnolia note is so rich and velvety and creamy that when you wear this in the fall, and the longevity, the sillage, the projection, fantastic on this fragrance. Like it will last at least a full day. It's just such a great fragrance, but it's one of those I choose fragrances like this when I want to feel warmer, when I want the vibe of me to give cozy and warm. While this is a great fragrance to have on for fall and winter because it's just got that richness to it. It's got true depth, great notes in there, but that magnolia is by far the star. Number five is a fragrance that while I think the brand makes great products, I'm a firm believer in putting my money where my mouth is. I don't spend my money on brands that don't align with my beliefs. I can't vote against my own interests, so to speak. And Merit makes a fantastic fragrance. This is Retrospect Lake Straight. This is an extrait de parfum. You're easily getting 10 to 12 hours out of this, which is why I love it. I do really love this fragrance. It has so many wonderful notes too. And it's like three fragrances in one because as each layer develops, it takes on a whole new face. So at first you get this really bright, sparkling fragrance. You have aldehydes. The pear is what sticks out on initial spray. The pear is fantastic. A true, perfect pear top note. Like it's truly perfect. Even more pear than My Devotion from Dolce & Gabbana. It's just the perfect pear. It's reminiscent of old school fragrances, like fragrances from the 90s and 80s that were robust and just would develop throughout the day. You've got bergamot and you've also got ambrette on the top. So you're getting this warmth, you're getting this close to skin nature at the beginning, which I love because that's how this truly dries down. But as we go into the heart notes, it goes from this bright, crisp, kind of fresh fragrance into something sultry and sexy, if you will. Mid notes, we've got jasmine and rose. There's rosemary, there's violet, there's orris. Again, another fragrance with a ton of notes. So it offers complexity and then it dries down into musk, moss, and vanilla. And sits on this beautiful skin scent. When it dries down, it's just beautiful, clean, warm, velvety skin. Such a pretty fragrance. And I love the bottle. It's one of my favorite bottles in my collection. It's very chic. Like it's just this really chic bottle with almost like a thumbprint in it. Kind of similar to the Glossier fragrances. So that's number five with Retrospect from Merit. Number four, we're going to move into another celebrity fragrance. I might have talked about this one before, but I don't think I've gone deep into detail. And this is one of my favorite celebrity fragrances, actually. I think I surprise people when I tell them how much I do love this one. I don't wear it all the time because this truly was a collector's purchase for me because I was just like, duh, I'm buying that. But this is from Beyonce's fragrances. This is Say Noir. Say Noir. It comes in a gorgeous holder. What I like about this, of course, besides the packaging, because you've got luxe packaging, and I like that you can see into the soul of the fragrance, if you will. I think that's how they advertise it. But what I love about this fragrance, again, the notes. This is for the person looking for a true floral fragrance, but something more sultry. Yeah, this is rich. It smells like money, y'all. It smells like money. On the top, we've got clementine and golden honey. It develops into rose absolute and jasmine sambac, which I love, and it dries down into Namibian myrrh and golden amber. I love an amber dry down. I probably said that 5 times already in this video, but myrrh is so unique, like frankincense, which we'll get to in just a second. Myrrh and frankincense, this almost spiritual luxury quality to them. One, they're expensive, just in general, whether it's the oil version version, incense version. Frankincense and myrrh can be on the more pricey side, but I love a dry down of either of them because it takes my mind back to my spiritual fragrances like Florida Water, like some of the different spiritual colognes and perfumes I've smelled, and like incense. It just kind of takes my mind there. This is a great one. It's got great longevity. It is a beautiful fragrance. I don't layer it super often, but when I do, I tend to layer it more with rose scents or honey scents just to continue pulling those because those are the stars of this, are the honey. She gets the honey spot on. In fact, I'm going to give this one a spray. I know I'm wearing something else, but I'm going to do this on the top of my hand because the honey on this fragrance with the rose is spectacular. Okay, that was number four. So now we're gonna move on to number three. Number three is one I've brought up before. I just haven't really gotten deep into detail about. This is from the brand Paris Corner, and this is supposedly a dupe of YSL's Baby Cat. This is Rifa Cot. I like one, the bottle is so clean and chic. Simple packaging. I love when a brand puts their notes on the back. And on this one, we've got top notes of elemi, pink pepper, black pepper, spicy. All three of those have a spice to them. Pink pepper is a little bit more citrusy. Elemi is a little bit more woody. Black pepper is black pepper, so it gives black pepper. I'm gonna spray it. I'm gonna spray it. I'm gonna spray it. It's getting sprayed. It's fine. It's so luxury. It's so rich smelling. This smells like money. Heart notes, we've got Olibanum, also known as frankincense. It's such a unique smell. Either you love it or you hate it, but it smells like money. Like it smells like carrying a leather suitcase and going to a board meeting and you're chairman of the board. Or, the penthouse. It smells like penthouse suite. It just gives money. It gives lux. And I love that about it. And the dry down is vanilla and cedarwood. And that's what's really interesting about this fragrance. Comes off really spicy, really woody, really resinous. But when it dries down into the prettiest vanilla. It just blows my mind with this one because it's not at all where you would expect it to go or what you would expect it to smell like in dry down. But it's such a beautiful fragrance. That frankincense just really is such a fantastic star in that fragrance. And that's why I love that one. Okay, we're getting down to the top two. We're getting down to the top two. Let's move on to number two. Hamra by Lattafa. This is probably one of the best-selling dupes of Angel Share by Kilian. And what's interesting is Angel Share by Kilian has absolutely gorgeous notes to it. You get cognac, you get cinnamon, you get a dry down of vanilla and sandalwood. It's stunning. It's an absolute stunning fragrance. It's one that I love wearing for fall. But when I was introduced to Kamra by Lattafa, I instantly was like, oh yeah, they have very similar composition. Like it's similar. So I've sprayed a little into the top here. Top notes, cinnamon, nutmeg, bergamot. So you get a little sparkling, effervescent citrus that instantly goes into notes that remind you of baking. You get dates, praline, tuberose in the heart that are just gorgeous together, like coming from that spice straight into this rich warmth. Of dried fruits and dessert. I mean, hello. And then you get a dry down of vanilla, tonka, amberwood, myrrh, benzoin, and Akigala wood. It has the prettiest dry down that's complex because there are notes in it that are warmer than others that are a little bit more resinous, others that are a little bit more like woody and smoky. So it's got this really complex dry down, but I love this fragrance. I love this fragrance. And especially for fall, this is one I just can't get enough of. I want to dress up. I want to have sweaters on and I want to have a scarf on when I'm wearing this. And I want to be in layers and I want to be around friends and family and maybe have a cocktail in my hand. It is that kind of fragrance. I wore it all last holiday season and loved it and got nonstop compliments on it, but I love it. It is truly one of my favorite fragrances of all time. It's in my top 10 easily, and it's not 10. It's not. But there's only one fragrance that was able to top the list ahead of that, and it's a fragrance that I wear year round, and that's Milk from Commodity. Um, and these two together is absolutely stunning. It is such a beautiful combo because the marshmallow and the cold milk with the sandalwood, working with the sandalwood, working with the tonka, they just have so many things in common that they just work beautifully together. But then getting that cinnamon with the marshmallow. Oh my gosh, that nutmeg coming in with the cold milk. It literally gives you holiday vibes. So y'all, those are my top 10. Those are my top 10 fall and winter fragrances that I'm going to be wearing nonstop. Next week, I've got some more things coming for y'all. You can expect to see a couple more videos of first impressions. We'll be doing a little unboxing. And yeah, I'm excited. Thank you so much for tuning into this Fragrance Friday. And I will smell you later. Phoenix J out.